Now we want to get you the latest on the race for the White House. Voters in 3 key states will begin casting their ballots today. Early in-person voting begins in Virginia, South Dakota, and in Minnesota. That's the home state of Democratic vice presidential nominee Governor Tim Walz. Now, this comes as both campaigns spent several weeks touring battleground states. However, check this out. It could be a warning sign for former President Trump. New polling showing voters are split on who would do a better job on the economy, an issue that was once a clear strength for Trump. Now, last night, Trump was in Washington, D.C., speaking with Jewish voters at an event aimed at addressing anti-Semitism. During his remarks, he claimed that if he doesn't win in November, Jewish voters would be partially to blame and that Israel would be, quote, eradicated.
If we don't win this election, Israel, in my opinion, within a period of 2 to 3 years, will cease to exist. It's going to be wiped out. That's what's going to happen. It's a tough thing to say, but what difference does it make from my standpoint? I have to tell you the truth, and maybe you'll be energized because there's no way that I should be getting 40% of the vote. I'm the one that's protecting you.
Joining me now with the latest on this is CBS News campaign reporter Libby Cathey. Libby, we just played an excerpt there. During that speech, Trump repeatedly called out polling, saying he's only winning 40% of Jewish voter support, telling the crowd that he felt it should be 100%. Let's just play a bit more of that.
So I'm not going to call this as a prediction, but in my opinion, the Jewish people would have a lot to do with a loss. If I'm at 40%, if I'm at 4, think of it, that means 60% are voting for Kamala, who in particular is a bad Democrat. The Democrats are bad to Israel, very bad.
Again, mispronouncing his opponent's name. There's just a lot of blame here on the Jewish constituency. Is there any response from this? And is this really an effective strategy to win them over?
Good morning, Errol. Yeah, so this is not the first time that we've heard comments like this from the former president. He has repeatedly said, if you're Jewish and you vote for Harris, quote, you're crazy, quote, you hate Israel. But his critics saying that last night these comments seem to go a little bit farther, seemingly blaming the Jewish people in advance if he loses in November. Now, the Harris campaign has not responded to these comments specifically. We are expecting a statement from them this morning. But in the past, they've called statements like this from Trump anti-Semitic. And of course, this coming as Trump had a campaign event in D.C. billed for fighting anti-Semitism. Errol.
Let's move our focus now to North Carolina. Trump will be there this weekend. The state has 16 electoral votes, so it's a critical part, not just his strategy, but Democrats as well. Could this be in jeopardy for Republicans, though, because he endorsed Mark Robinson for governor, and now there's a controversy swirling around him? Any word from Team Trump on Robinson's campaign?
Yeah, Errol, so far, the Trump campaign not really distancing themselves from Mark Robinson this morning. They have put out a statement saying that they're focused on winning North Carolina, not mentioning Robinson's name in that at all. But the state party putting out a statement, too, saying they stand by their candidate. They're calling this lies from the left. Of course, there is no evidence to say that this reporting is false. But the party standing by him, Trump seemingly standing by him, his campaign denying reports that Robinson has been disinvited from campaign events. You mentioned that rally Trump has in Wilmington tomorrow. We'll see if Robinson makes an appearance there, if Trump talks about him there. But so far, the Trump campaign not really talking about this, not ditching Robinson. But the Democratic governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper, you heard Nicole mention in her piece, he is saying this is Republicans reaping what they sow in this state as he watches who will succeed him. Errol.
Yeah, I'm sure that headline will likely drag into the weekend, maybe beyond. Libby Cathey, thanks so much. Crisscrossing the country, joining us from Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you.